welcome to the Quest Show. I am your host, Lana Quest. Yes, there is no co-host. She's not here because I am actually pre-recording a very short show because on tomorrow, which is June, I don't know what today is, which is June 9th, tomorrow, uh, the January 6th committee will be starting their hearings at 8 p.m. on tomorrow. So I wanted to pre-record a show because that is the Quest Show's time slot. So I did not want to miss the hearing myself. And we also didn't want to compete with the hearing. So here I am. This is just going to be a brief thing of me rambling just to get content up here. Again, my co-host Honor is doing her thing because this is being pre-recorded, and I just wanted to come out and talk about what's going on in the week. This is June 8th. So let's see what happened this week. Well, first, if you are here, I'm going to ask you to please, as we do on the live shows, subscribe, share this video, and give it the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If I'm rambling, I am sorry. I do not have a co-host to bring me back in. So let's get on with the show. So I did want to talk about, let's see. The Democrats are still trying to work out a deal with the Republicans relative to gun reform. Yeah, that look because, I mean, Democrats also try to work with the Republicans for the George Floyd Police Reform Act. We see where that went. Cory Booker and Republican Tim Scott, they sat down at the table. They were getting close. And then all of a sudden, there was no deal. Big surprise. Did we really think that the Republicans were going to work out a deal so that we can pass a policing act? No. But however, this time is a little different, right? So, in the spate of a couple of weeks, there have been a ridiculous amount of mass shootings. I can't even keep track. Buffalo wasn't the first, but such quick, succession. Like it was like Buffalo, and then it was Uvalde, and then I believe it was Oklahoma. It was the hospital, like maybe a week after Uvalde, where a patient went to the a hospital in Oklahoma and shot his orthopedic surgeon, receptionist, one of the patients. And then after that, I believe there was one in Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure that I'm missing a couple more. So it has just ramped up. I mention those because Republicans and Democrats and Republicans are supposed to be sitting down to negotiate something. As you know, Democrats have been trying to negotiate something for a very long time with Republicans, after Columbine, after Parkland, after Sandy Hook. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter how young people were that were murdered. Republicans were not budging. And we all know that they're not budging because they are beholden to the NRA. That's just what this thing is. It's the NRA is controlling them because that is their donor. They can't say anything bad about the NRA. Also, once there is a mass shooting, guess whose sales go up? Gun sales. Gun sales go up whenever there is a mass shooting. How twisted is America? How twisted is America that when someone uses an assault rifle to murder children or elderly people at the grocery store, people run to the store to buy assault rifles? how twisted is this? And Republicans, of course, not only are people running to the gun store, Republicans are running from the questions, right? And the questions are, what are we going to do about this? You have Ted Cruz, who is from Texas, where Uvalde is, runs from these questions because now it's, as Texas Governor Abbott, because it's an election year. So let's not forget that. So again, they're all hiding from it. Now the memo says, blame it on mental illness. That's the memo. It's mental illness, everybody. It's mental illness. Make sure you say it's mental illness. So that's what it was right after the fact. Abbott King got on TV, did a presser, and blamed it all on mental illness in the community, mental illness just everywhere. Mental illness is running rampant. Hey, mental illness is in other countries too, but they don't have a mass shooting every other day. But there's mental illness there. And that's funny. So let's say there is mental illness, Abbott. Let's say there is. Let's say the world just has all of the mental illness. Let's say Texas has mental illness everywhere. Hey, why'd you cut the funding? Why'd you cut the funding? Why is funding cut? Not just in Texas. Republicans cut funding for mental illness everywhere. Republicans cut anything that can help people. So that is not true, as we all know. So I digress. I'm sorry. Let's go back again. Democrats and Republicans are now at the table trying to work out a deal. I have mixed feelings about this because I have a feeling that they're going to work out something. I'm not saying something big because they're not going to work out anything big because they're not going to budge on the age requirement to buy an assault rifle, because you can be 18 to buy an assault rifle. Yes, you can. 18 years old, can't rent a car, can't buy alcohol, but you can buy an assault rifle, doggone it, if you want one at 18 years old. What you gonna do with it? I don't know. Put it in your room, hang it on the wall, put it in the closet, show your friends, show your siblings. Like, that's why it doesn't make sense for an 18-year-old. I wouldn't trust my 18-year-old with my credit card, let alone an assault rifle. Doesn't make sense, but Republicans will not budge on that. And that's an interesting thing because people of the ages of 18 through 22, guess what? They make up 4% of the population, 18% of the gun crime. So these young people make up 18% of the gun crime. That is a problem. So that mental, and what are we talking about? Mental illness? He's 18 years old. So there's no record. You wouldn't have found that anyway. There needs to be a requirement. That needs to be an age requirement. He can't even buy a concealed gun, but he can buy an assault rifle. Exactly. Very strange, right? Very strange. Also, what Republicans don't want to budge on is red flag laws. That's the struggle. And red flag laws may have saved the doctor in Oklahoma or the receptionist in Oklahoma at the hospital, because, or just the wait time, right? Because the patient was upset because he couldn't get any more painkillers, went right to buy the assault rifle, didn't have to wait for a background check, got it right away, and then went back and murdered the doctor a few hours later. Maybe had he had to wait for his background check to go through a couple of days, maybe he would have cooled off a little. Maybe he would have changed his mind. We don't know. I don't know about you guys, but when I have applied for jobs, I have to get a background check. So why is it that we can get assault weapons with no background check, but for a job, you got to go and jump through hoops to get a job? It's so backwards. So let me go back to that, the meetings and the trying to negotiate with the Republicans and Democrats right now. So November is coming. Mitch McConnell was very afraid of this issue because this issue is picking up a lot of steam, right? Because Republicans are now on the wrong side of this issue. Who doesn't want gun safety? Gun owners want gun safety. Everyone wants some type of gun safety. It makes sense, right? Mitch McConnell knows that. It's a driving force. And if there continues to be mass shooting after mass shooting every day, we're going to go right into November sliding with mass shootings and this still being an issue. Mitch McConnell does not want that because it is a losing issue for him. So he is sending his people to negotiate with Chris Murray. Is that his name? Murray or Murphy? Sorry. One of the to the lawmaker there from Sandy Hook, send his people there so that they can negotiate something. So they will eke out something very small. It's not going to be much. Don't get fooled. Don't get twisted, people. He's just giving a bone. He wants to give a bone so that everyone shuts up about it. Because again, Republicans are on the losing end of this, and we can ride this till November. Not saying take advantage of the people who have fallen, but saying that this is an issue that needs to be dealt with. No, not banning all guns. I don't even want to say ban all assault rifles because I think that is a losing issue. I don't think that we can get independents on board when you start talking about banning anything because all they hear is ban guns. No, only assault rifle. Oh, what you mean? Ban my 38? Ban my then ban my 22? Like they're gonna get confused with that. So we just need to stick with the basics. Age requirements, red flags, background checks, ghost guns, all of those things need to be dealt with. Also today, relative to that, there were a lot of hearings on Capitol Hill. There were people who were discussing, there were victims, let's say that. There are victims of this violence caused by these guns, just amok, people with guns, people, the easy access of guns. Dr. Guerrero spoke on Capitol Hill today. He is the lone pediatrician out of Uvalde. He went to Robb Elementary School. Those children were his patients. I'm not going to talk about the testimony too much, but he, parents of victims, the Buffalo shooting, not parents, but family of victims of Buffalo shootings. I think there was a parent. I think there was a woman there that spoke on Capitol Hill. There was just a lot of testimony on today about gun violence and what it does to people and the impact. And it's unfortunate because Republicans can watch this and they don't care. They don't care because they put money and power over people's lives. And that is why voting is so imperative. Just stay focused, people. Stay focused. We are in June. Don't forget that the Supreme Court is going to hand down or get rid of Roe v. Wade. It is going to happen. So we really need to stay focused and we really need to put it together and we really need to put it to perspective. We have to come out and vote. We have to do it. We need more election workers. We need more poll workers. We have to do it. Do not be afraid. I know voting rights has not passed. I know it's going to be more difficult. You must find out the rules in your state, what you need, what ID you need. Find out where you're supposed to go to cast your ballot. Find all of this out ahead of time so the process is not as difficult, because if Republicans gain Congress, we are in trouble. We are in trouble if they gain the Senate. If we get a couple more seats and hold on to what we have, we are going to be in a very good position to pass the laws that we need to pass. This is the most important election ever, but coming up, this is going to be the most important election ever. It just is. So moving right along, a couple other things happened this week. Allies of Steve Bannon were subpoenaed to testify before the New York State grand jury. So as you recall, Bannon had a scheme. What was the scheme called? Oh, we build the wall. That was his scheme, where he was taking money to fund building a wall. Did the wall ever get built? No, the wall did not get built. And not only did it not get built, he was taking the money. So it was a scam. Trump pardoned him for this crime because it was a federal crime. So Trump pardoned him on the federal level. But guess what? They're investigating him on the state level. You ain't get pardoned from that, did you, Bannon? So he will have to answer to that at some point, and I hope that he will. Also, what happened this week, Peter Navarro, the former advisor to the former guy, the impeached guy, Trump, he faced contempt charges, contempt of Congress charges. He was arrested and picked up and indicted right after he was on the Ari Melba show, once again, blabbing his mouth, where Ari was like, you do know that the DOJ can hear you, right? Like you do realize that they can hear and see you. He doesn't care. So he was arrested. So that is good. Teach them a lesson. Like, this will happen to you. And he is a weak link. So he likes to talk a lot. So I'm glad that this happened. Keep arresting them if they do not want to cooperate. That's what happens to people who cooperate. I don't know what's going on with these people of privilege. Like, they just, oh my God, you're treating me so bad. You're putting me in handcuffs. Dude, you're arrested. Who gets arrested and doesn't get put in handcuffs? Who do you think you are? Oh my God. So last story, before we end this little thing here, is I read this story. It is a story about Dr. Kenitra Ezi. She is the first Black superintendent of a rural Mississippi school district. And that was like, wow, yay, good for her. Less than 1 year on the job, they have suspended her. Why have they suspended her? Because she got on the job, and the school the school district, she noticed that the Black school, the gym didn't even have an AC. She noticed that the Black school, they were teaching, they had classes like drug education, but the predominantly white school had the state-of-the-art gym. They were teaching honors classes, and she spoke out about it. That's a problem in Mississippi, I see, right? Because in Mississippi, they just want you to get along, right? They even interviewed like some white people in Mississippi, and they asked, what do you think about the first Black superintendent being put on leave like less than a year for trying to make changes to the Black school? And he goes, well, you just got to get along. You just got to get along and let things be. So when we see something that's blatantly racist, you just get along. Like, that's just the way it is here, right? And I think it was Mississippi or one of those southern states where up until maybe 5 or 6 years ago, they were having segregated proms, until the kids finally were like, why are proms segregated? Because the white kids are like, they having fun at their prom. We need to get these proms together, like the kids. And even in this situation right here, the kids are becoming activists. The Black children are becoming activists because they want their superintendent back, because she was doing things. She was helping them. She was trying to make changes, make it better for them. And the first thing they do is get rid of her because they don't want equality. They don't want equity because they get threatened. If it's even, if the playing field is even, that threatens them. That becomes a problem. So they got rid of this teacher. So far as she couldn't even go to a baseball game in the district. She went to a baseball game in the district and they asked her to leave. This is how disturbingly racist it is in Mississippi. It is no joke. Whoever is living in Mississippi right now and you're Black, I don't know how you're doing it, but blessings and good luck to you. Good luck to this teacher. I hope she sues the pants off of this district. They probably don't have a lot of money. It is a Mississippi district, but this is just a disgusting story. And that's just about it, guys. I just, again, wanted to pop on because there's not going to be a show this week. I appreciate everyone. I hope you guys are watching because I need to put content up here. So thank you very much. And I will, oh, you know what? And check out the Black Corner on the Quest Show channel, giving you Black history facts, little tidbits of things, though, history. Check that out, will you? Talk to you soon. Next week. Bye-bye.